Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Dania Marie, welcome. And today we're going to be doing this fall look right here. Happy fall, by the way, and happy October. October is actually one of my favorite months ever because of Halloween. I love spooky season. I just really vibe with Halloween. I don't know why, but I really truly do. And I love the whole concept of Halloween. So yeah, this is my favorite time of the year. And then moving into the holidays, this whole time is my favorite part of the year. So October, which is Halloween, Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, that's my favorite time. So I think we all need that right now with everything being so weird in the world and nothing being normal. There's a lot of negativity and sadness still going around in the world. So this is another great way for us to kind of cheer ourselves up. This is a look that I came up with today. When we think of fall or the winter time, we think of bold lip colors. So I really wanted to make sure that I incorporated that today, and we've got some fall tones going on here today. We've got a little bit of a green fall vibe going on right now. So I'm really liking this touch of green shimmer, and I feel like it complements the lip super well. And I'm just excited about fall, you guys. Honestly, I love fall. And I love fall makeup looks, so this is a great combination for me. I'll be doing a lot of fall makeup looks on here and on my Instagram. If you don't follow me there, you should. I am at Dania Marie MUA. You'll find more of my fall and Halloween looks. And if you haven't yet, give a thumbs up on this video, subscribe to this channel, comment down below, and hit the bell for notifications so that whenever I post a video, you are the first one to know. And if you want to see how I got this fall look, please keep watching. Okay, so for today's look, we're going to be using the e.l.f. Cosmetics Rose Gold Sunset Palette. I actually just got this one, and I thought that it had really pretty, fallish type colors. So that's what the palette looks like. And I think it really does have some really nice colors in there. So that's why I really wanted to use this palette for this look. Plus the eyeshadow formula is actually really good. It's actually pretty pigmented, and the shimmers are really nice. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on this eye. I already prepped and primed my eyelid, as you can see, nice and smooth. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in. So I'm taking a Sigma diffused crease brush. This is the E38 brush, and I'm gonna be taking this shade right here in the palette, and then I'm gonna be applying this right here above the crease almost. So I'm just going in and buffing this out in the outer part of the eye, and I'm kind of dragging that back in. So this is pretty much our transition shade. So kind of just diffusing this, and this has to be really blended out. I don't want this to be harsh at all. And then I kind of take it down into the outer V of the corner here, just so that when I apply my next shade, it kind of just blends seamlessly into it, and there's no harsh lines. It kind of helps with the blend. And then I'm just slightly extending that out here, not too much, but I did extend it just a little bit for shape on the other eye. And I'm going to take this just a little bit, maybe up to here on the eye. And I'm not putting it directly into the crease, I'm taking it kind of above that. And I usually look straight forward into a mirror to see the shape of my eye. I'm not raising my eyes or anything like that, because it does alter the shape of your eye. So when you're looking straight at someone or straight into the mirror, your eye looks a little bit different than if you were making a facial expression when you're actually applying makeup. That's something that I learned because I used to just go in with my makeup and just start doing it with my eyes closed or looking down, and when I would look up, there was no shape to the eye, or the shape that I wanted was not there at all. So now I make it a point to kind of look into the mirror and make sure that I'm going with the shape of my eye, because when I'm looking up, you can see that color a little bit right there. So I do have hooded eyes, really small almondy hooded eyes, so I have to make sure that I place the shadows in the correct space, as you can see right there. And also, if you haven't noticed, but you probably have already, my skin is all done. Another video that I wanted to just focus on the fall eyes today. If you guys want to continue to see me doing my skin and foundation routine on camera, please let me know down below. Sometimes I don't like to do it on camera just because I feel it's repetitive, and I haven't changed much from my foundation and skin routine, other than just like a few little like tweaks to it. But if you guys do enjoy seeing that, and if you want me to do that on camera, I totally can. Just let me know and I'll get back to doing that for you guys. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the next shade. I'm going to be taking, this is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill brush. This is in JH34. So I'm going to be dipping into this shade right here in the palette. And this shade is going to go in the crease right here. And I'm going to take that into the outer corner, the outer V of the eye, and blend that in. This is going to add some dimension to the eye. So just keep in mind, for my eye shape, I don't like to actually go like right into the crease in this area of my eye, just because when I look straight, that area is kind of gone, like it's folded in with my hooded eye. So I still, in this area considered like the crease, or my crease, I still go slightly above right here, if you can see. I don't go like directly into like the socket area of my eye where it folds. I kind of go a little bit above, and then I blend it out. And when I'm doing this, I'm like doing this really lightly. I don't ever put that much pressure onto my brushes. I feel like the application is so much better when you don't put like a bunch of pressure, unless you're trying to get like a really like deep pigmented like look. But I usually just like to almost like feather on my shadows. I don't know why my voice is kind of leaving right now. It sounds kind of raspy. It's kind of weird. I like to go back and forth with my other brushes to kind of make sure everything's blended out in the transition area. So I'm going to go back into that first Sigma brush that we used and kind of just start buffing that out a little, making sure everything is seamlessly blended. So next I'm taking the Morphe Jaclyn Hill brush in JH38, and I'm going to be taking this dark shade. It's actually the darkest shade in this palette right here, and I'm going to apply this just like on the outer V of the eye here, outer corner, adding a little bit more dimension to the eye here. I'm gonna extend this in just a little bit more. We're gonna blend that when we put the shimmer. And then this is around the time where I like to actually start taking it down into the lower lash line right here, because I end up connecting it all together in this area. So I like to start bringing that dark shade down into the lower lash line. If you can see that, I hope you can see that in the camera. And I'm just going to start connecting that. And I always like to put the darkest shade like mainly on the outside corners of the lower lash line. I don't really like to bring it all the way in, because I feel like that really makes my eye look a little bit smaller. So I like to keep it more on the outer parts of my eye, and it kind of like makes my eye look a little bit bigger, you know what I mean? And I'm slightly connecting that here, but like very lightly, like with light pressure on the brush. I'm like barely touching that area. So I go a little bit more with the pressure right here, and then as I go towards the center of the eye and then the inner corner, I very lightly kind of just drag that across the eye. I like to do this at this point before I do the shimmer and everything, because I feel like it really starts to show you the shape of the eye. Like it really starts carving out how it's gonna look, the shape of it and stuff like that. So that's why I like to do it before I finish up the upper lid. So to continue with the lower lash line, I'm going in with the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH40, and I'm going to be taking that first brown shade that we took, the light brown shade, and I'm going to start kind of blending that in underneath that darker shade on the lower lash line right here, just to soften it up a bit. And I'm also going to take that one into the inner corner like that. This one I'm not too afraid of because it is so light, so I don't mind this one closer to the inner corner of the eye. So you see I'm going to start connecting it right about here, blending everything together in that area right here. So just to add a little bit more of that darker shadow on the outer corner of the lower lash line, I like to go in with that same darker shade from the e.l.f. palette, and I'm going to just line this lower lash line right here, just on the outer corner, really kind of blend that in there. just to define this area a little bit more. And I'm going to go in with that other JH38 brush and just kind of smooth that out a bit. Okay, so now we can continue back with the upper lid and putting on the shimmer, which is my favorite part of any eye look. I'm playing around with some fall shimmers today, or shimmers that I would consider fall. And I've been seeing like a lot of green on social media lately. I've been seeing a lot of green shimmers, a lot of green tones for fall this year. So I kind of wanted to play around with that. So to begin this little half of the lid, I'm going in with this is the Sigma E55 brush, and I begin by putting these two shades from the palette right here, and I kind of just mix those, and I start applying that on that half of the lid here. And then I love to go back in, like I said, with that first Sigma brush and kind of just smooth out the harsh edges here. So I did a few things for this shimmer part on the lid, just to kind of really get that color that I wanted. I couldn't find an eyeshadow palette that had the exact like green shimmer shade that I wanted, so I had to kind of play around with a few palettes, which I don't really love doing when I do these tutorials, because I want to make it as easy as possible for you guys, because I love to use one palette so that it's easier for you guys to just go out, pick out that palette, or maybe you have that palette in your makeup collection and you can just follow the tutorial with the exact same shades that I used. But sometimes you just have to compromise here. So I'm going in with the Subculture Anastasia palette, and there's this really cool shade called Electric right here. This one kind of has like a green shimmer. I kind of just go in with that super quick and top that, and then we go in with one more palette after that. Unfortunately, I'm really sorry about that, but yeah, just to get this like kind of shade of green that we have right here on this side. So I'm taking a MAC 248 brush for that and starting to pack that here, the same area that we put the other one. And it doesn't make like a huge difference, but it does kind of start to brighten up that area a little bit. So at this point we're almost there to that shade of green that I want, but we're gonna go in with one more palette, and that is the Daisy Marquez and BH Cosmetics palette. I use this palette a lot. I really cannot live without it. I'm sure you guys have seen this palette a lot of times on my channel because I use it that much. But I'm gonna go into this really cool green shimmer. It's almost like a neon shimmer, and it's called Slime. Really cool name, by the way. Like, that's a really cool name for the shade. I love that. And basically we're gonna top this off with this shade. So I'm gonna first apply with my finger. I'm going in with my middle finger here just because the nail is broken and it works better. So I'm gonna take that, look at that, super bright, and we're gonna pop that on. Do you guys see that? Look at that. That is so pigmented, which is why I love this palette. So as you can see, that made a huge difference. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more with the brush here, just to intensify it a bit. Then as I was saying, you can go back with any other brush that you want to kind of just make sure everything is blended in well, because you don't want like that harsh line. Well, at least for me, for this look, I didn't want that harsh like carved lid type of look. I really wanted it to be kind of like seamless and blended all together, like everything just kind of like gradually happens on the lid, if that makes sense at all. So yeah, okay, so I'm gonna go back in with that brush. This was the JH38 brush. I'm sorry, I'm trying to like memorize and get used to these brushes. My husband actually bought me these for my birthday this year because I was like, I felt like I had like a shortage of brushes. I don't know why. And I've been like using brushes to you know, do makeup on clients and stuff like that. So I was constantly like washing and cleaning and sanitizing one set of brushes. So yeah, it just helps out a lot. Thank you, babe, for getting me this. Just a little shout out to you because he saw me struggling and I was really struggling. So this makes my life a lot easier. He got me the, I guess now that we're here, right? He got me the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Master Collection. So it came with like a bunch of brushes. I think it was like, I don't even know, is it 24? I'm not really sure. Yeah, 24. It comes with 24 different brushes. So this is so helpful, and I'm very grateful that he got me this and actually pays attention to like my rants and my complaining, whining, whatever you want to call it. So thanks, babe, for that. And in case you guys are wondering, are they good or not? So far, they apply shadows and product so good. They apply product flawlessly. I've always loved Morphe brushes, so this was no surprise to me. They work great and I love them so much. So thanks, babe, one more time for that. I really love them, and if you guys want to give them a try, you guys should too, because so far they're working super great for me. So back to the tutorial. We're gonna go back in with the JH38, and I'm gonna be taking that darkest shade in that palette again and kind of just redefining the outer corner of the eye here. Just like that, making sure that that color didn't get too diffused. And I'm going back in with the JH34, taking that second to last shade in the palette and kind of just using that to blend into the shadow, the shimmer shadow that we just applied, just so there's no harsh line. You want everything to really gradually kind of come together in the eye. I'm also going to go back in with that MAC brush, and I actually love to kind of extend my shimmers into the like very like beginning of the inner corner of my lower lash line. I feel like it really makes my eye pop too. So I've been doing that lately and I really love that. So I'm just kind of, whatever's left on the brush, I didn't grab any more shimmer. I'm just kind of lightly extending that into the inner corner right there. I feel like I'm explaining a lot. Do you guys like that? Like, I don't know if you guys like this like super in-depth explanation, if it helps at all, or if you just feel like I'm talking too much. Let me know down in the comments, because all of this like feedback helps me make better videos and tutorials for you guys, which is why I'm here. So not only do I love filming and doing my makeup, makeup is a huge passion of mine, and you know, it's a really good form of therapy for me, because whenever I'm feeling down or I just had a bad day, I always look to makeup to make myself feel better. But I'm also here to help you guys learn how to do makeup. I'm here to basically do all this for you guys. So yeah, that's my little side speech that I just keep going off track from the actual tutorial, but I just wanted to kind of pop in and say that so you guys know that I'm here for you. You know what I mean? One last thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna go back in with that Sigma E55 brush, and those two first shimmer shades that we took, it was these two right here, and I'm kind of gonna mix those in again together, and I'm gonna put these kind of connecting right here with that green shadow, the bright green shadow, and I'm just gonna start blending that in together a little. Feel like this also makes it a little bit more smooth. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in with some Sigma Stunningly Ladylike gel eyeliner. It's kind of like more of like a brown, like a really deep brown shade. I also have the Wicked gel eyeliner, but I love to use this one a little bit more. I'm just applying this on the upper lash line and the outer corner of the eye mainly. And then once I put on the lashes, I'll go in and kind of cover up the lash line a little bit more. I'm going in with my L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. Today we're going in with the Boldface Makeup lashes in Bring It On. These are really pretty. They're like wispy, sort of, like they really open up my eye, you see, in the outer corner, and I trimmed them to kind of fit more in the outer corner of my eye. My eye is pretty small, so I end up always like cutting half of my lashes. Whenever I buy lashes, I feel so horrible because I end up just cutting half of them. But I mean, it's just the shape of my eye. What can I do about it? So I'm waiting for these lashes to get tacky. I applied some glue to the lash band, and if you didn't know this trick, it's better to wait till the glue gets a little bit tacky. You'll get a better and more secure grip with the glue when you're applying it to your eye than if you put it on like with the wet glue. If you put it on with the wet glue, it's most likely gonna like slip and slide on your eye, and it's not gonna be cute, and it's frustrating and annoying. So when I was learning to put on lashes by myself, it was a lot of trial and error, and I finally figured it out. And of course with YouTube, I watched a lot of YouTube tutorials and I was like, you're supposed to wait till it gets tacky. So I'm just passing that on to you guys. So if you ever are trying to put on lashes and you put it on wet, it's not gonna work, guys. Just wait till it gets a little bit tacky. Maybe like 2 minutes, or if you see it kind of drying off a bit, it just needs to be a little sticky, not completely dry. Don't let it completely dry, because if you do, forget it. The glue is done. So you have to just wait for like the right moment really for this. So we're just waiting a little bit longer for it to get tacky. So I went ahead and applied the lash off camera. As you can see, it totally completes the eye. Like I always say, a lash can change the entire eye look. It just transforms whatever shadow you did to your eye. Nothing will ever truly look as amazing as it is until you throw that lash on. So to continue, we're just gonna add a few more little details here and there to the eye. I always love to go in with an inner corner shimmer or highlight. So I'm taking the Kylie Cosmetics Salted Caramel Highlighter. Yeah, I'm just taking a Bella pointed crease brush. It really helps me get into that little inner corner here, and I'm just going to apply that right there. And as you can see, it really makes that eye pop, and that's what I love about it. And we're also gonna apply some to the brow bone right here. Okay, so that is basically the eye look. Now we're gonna move on to the lips. And for this look, I really wanted to do something bold. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Morphe Bloodshot liquid lipstick. This is a deep color. I don't know if you can see that very well, but that's the shade right there. So I'm taking the Bella dark brown lip liner. I just wanted something a little bit dark to intensify the color a little, and I'm just gonna line my lips really quick. So now that that's lined out nice and dark, that's how I really want it for this look, I'm going in with the Morphe liquid lipstick in Bloodshot. Whoa, look at that, you guys. Okay, so this is the lip as it is, but I personally want it to be a little glossy. And I swear I thought I had like a plum colored gloss, and I guess I don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with just a nude gloss. I know that it's not the ideal color for this, but I really did want to add some shine to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this Makiage nude lip gloss, but I'm gonna go ahead and actually take some onto my finger and just dab it into the lip. Okay, so that is pretty much it for this look. I just added that gloss on top of the lipstick, and it just gave it a little bit of a shine, which is what I really wanted for this look. I felt like it really complemented the shimmer on the eye a little bit more than it just being matte. But I really like this look. I hope you guys do too. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you haven't yet, don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, comment down below, and hit the bell for notifications so that whenever I post a video, you guys are the first ones to know. And if you haven't yet, follow me on Instagram. I am at daniammumtaz. You can find more of my makeup looks on there. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!